Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon.
Yo, VI, play the beat.
Well, hello there, children, and welcome to the Taurus moon. I don't know why I feel called to do this right now. The energy is very, very strange. I am filled with proactive energy to put out positivity and love and light and care and attention everywhere. And while my attentions are being drawn and pulled, the things that I'm seeing are the true oppositions to the positive love and light energy that I want to share. And what's being brought to my attentions, and is the true evil out there, the real sick, sadistic, and twisted. And I think it's just really important to do this message right now, because I think that we all need to remember our discernment, to remember that anyone can say anything anytime, and that doesn't always make it true. There's something going around in a rumor mill that's circling like a game of telephone that is mixing with truth and untruth. It's almost as if these dark energies want to steal and wear the coat, the suit of the gold, the good, but it just doesn't fit. As soon as they put it on, it gets dirty. There's some transparency and some clarity that happens. It's like a bunch of words circling around meant to cause confusion is actually exposing something and is revealing far more than our words can describe. I just want to peek and see what fell below the table. It's the Hermit. What's here is the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like we are in this position of the Emperor, looking out onto our empire, our expanse, our universe, our scope, places that we've been, places that we want to be, places that we are. And what we are observing is the truth of the matter. And all of this information just seems to be flooding in. And the discernment of the Seven of Pentacles, though may take a moment to process through the brain, I don't think will take long for us to come to the conclusions, determinations of, okay, who deserves isolation is what I just heard. Who deserves isolation is a weird way to say that. Who needs isolation? But again, there is like this idea, concept of punishment that we're pushing up against. Healing, correction. What's the best pathway? What's the best way to achieve good directive and good direction? You know, everybody responds to things differently. Every one of these pentacles and representation could require a different, more catered approach, a careful brush stroke that paints and turns and moves. So where somebody might really do well with a drill sergeant type energy in their life who is just yelling at them and cutting them down, and they find that really, really motivating and really helpful to them, there are others who would experience that and call it torture. They would call it abuse because they didn't consent to it, they didn't sign on to it, and they don't believe that's what's good for them. And it probably isn't. Like this emperor energy has the two sides, and there's this dark side aspect of mind that just has this strong desire for control and manipulation and isn't paying attention to the brushstrokes that they make and how the ways that they approach certain things are just not right. They're just not right. We can try to empathize, understand, want to heal, give medicine, or give nourishment, but sometimes the answer is just to go low. Pick up that hermit. Taking in all of the information, observing, but determining for our own selves, not from a position of authority, but from a position of knowing the truth, seeing the world for what it truly is. I don't have to own my environment or control my environment to observe it, learn from it, and know how to act, move, and get along in it. It's real groundwork, Taurus. It's real groundwork. The discernment and the determination of these right and righteous and evil doers in the world. I don't think anyone's going to believe you, be standing on your side, or really fully understand what it is you're trying to convey. But it doesn't matter. And you need to know that it doesn't matter that they don't believe you. You see what you see because you are without that position of power. It gives you the clarity to see beyond yourself and your own self-worth, to stand atop the junk pile that is the life where we're talking about the mountain, and now it's just a big garbage heap. And that's a perspective that we can hold. There are two sides to this timeline. Is this a giant garbage pile, or is this a beautiful mountain valley? Seeing the truth of what it really is and maintaining your hope and belief that you can still turn it around. You can still make a difference. You can still make a change. There's still time to make a change. You don't have to save the world. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to do everything absolutely perfect. But when you feel called to take action towards something that you know is right, heed the call. Listen. Don't ignore it. Don't brush it off. Don't deny your sight and your ability to see corruption. All of our cards are falling beneath. Ten of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles brings us back into that desolation, but a little bit closer in perspective. Closer and farther away. the closer we get to this garbage pile, to this collection of not right, as we step into it, we close it out. We close out that cycle. We remove ourselves with this Knight of Pentacles to find cleaner air, to find cleaner waters, to find a less populated area. We're seeking that safety, security, and stability. We don't need the whole world, we just need enough. Just enough to get us by. Just enough to get us gone and out of this cycle situation. We're removing our participation in whatever toxic environment has presented itself to us. And maybe we created it or had a hand in its creation. But the beauty and the tragedy of a creator is that we can make and erase. We can create and we can destroy. And destruction can look a lot of different ways. It can look like fine editing, simple acts, or it can look like a bloody mess. A whole-on disaster. 2 cups, 8 cups, the Lovers, and the 7 of Cups. Oh, how the water flows. How the floodgates open. How the movement changes the scene. We went from this fiery, burning city, closed out our cycle, took a walk, moved forward. And what we progressed into, what we moved out to, was that ocean. Finally reached the ocean, kids. Our rivers, our streams, our channels, they've tied up. We're coming to that close, to that cycle, to those realizations and understandings. And as our channels wind, twist, and bend, new connections are formed, new justices. With all the power to walk away at any time. Because I don't know why this is coming out this way, but I have to keep going. Okay. Because if you come into a place where you can leave any time, then you know you're truly welcome. You're not a prisoner to an ideal. You're not a slave to a thought. You are not just another cult member following along to get along. In this new ocean, there is a vastness where we can walk away from anything that doesn't suit. And the things that suit us best are the easiest to walk away from. And that's what makes us want to stay. That's what makes it right. Because we are allowed to challenge, allowed to question here, allowed to have a voice and be heard, not just dismissed. So walking away from any of those places and spaces where those watery connections are drowned out, where your sounds are muffled, and going to a place where your voice can echo, reverberate, move. Now we have a conversation. Now we're not just talking to a wall. We're not just speaking underwater. Our words are not only being heard, they're being processed and responded to. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Yes, have you seen this? Have you seen what's been going on over here? Can you imagine What can we do about this? How can we help? What can we create in this world that is going to provide the security and stability that we all deserve and should be served? These are important decisions that need to be made, and they should be made with another, outside of the self. Make the decisions within yourself first. Come to your clarity and your wisdom and your knowledge. And once we have achieved our picture perfect view, what we will see is that reflection and reverberation bouncing back at us. And now we are making progression. Now we have options. There are things on the table, things that we may take, may not. Maybe we want this, maybe we don't. Whether it's good or bad, we get to talk about all of these things and come to a determination and a decision together. Harmonize. Nobody is telling anybody else to shut up. Nobody else is trying to control the other person's perspective. But we're coming together and we're choosing, making the conscious choice of waters, formulating a relationship with others that is more based on a better relationship with ourselves. This is a deep and wild read. Like I said, I don't know why I had to do this right now. I don't know why I felt possessed to do this right now, but it made sense, and I had to follow the program that was handed to me. I had to follow this script. It was handed down from the gods. We need to talk about this right now. There is something somewhere that really needs to be addressed, and we can't go into it and fight it all by ourselves. But we need to be able to look at it without flinching so that we can truly observe what it is and what needs to be done about it. And once we make up our mind for ourselves and get ourselves to that safe and secure space of knowledge and understanding of our own position and place in this, that's when we get to start regrowing, rebuilding, renewing. It's going to be a bit of a back and forth. I feel like I don't want you to get disappointed or discouraged if you're not doing everything 100% perfectly, because what we are seeing, what is being presented to us in the world, is far worse than what your little mistake could ever be. Has far worse impact on the world, the environment, and the energy of everyone. There are things out there bigger and badder than you, and being able to observe these things, take them into account, and understand that we can't trust everyone. We can't trust everything. But we can trust ourselves and our own judgment and discernment. And know that we're making the right choices, even if it doesn't feel great to leave something, someone behind. We know that we're much better off for doing that and feeling secure in that without questioning yourself, without allowing others to question you. Because no one else outside of yourself can really give you a clear view of yourself. They're always going to be looking through the lens of how they view their own selves. That's why it's so important to just pull back into that hermit. We don't need to be in control. It might even behoove or benefit us to be silent, be invisible, to go unseen, because that's when the most is revealed to you. I know, being a ghost, barely corporeal, it's very comforting. You get a lot of truth revealed to you in those spaces and places. So take your truths, take your observations and start making those brushstrokes. Start painting your picture and winding your road and your energy. Maintaining and climbing higher and higher, even while we observe those lower energies dancing and interacting and opposing us. Because what's shaking us around is shaking something loose that has been stuck, lodged, and preventing progression for a very long time. And to best be ready for all of the opportunities and options and new choices and decisions that we're going to make, you gotta hold that self, that sense of self. Maintaining your own security and comfort, and also finding comfortability and uncomfortability in those uncomfortable places. Observing from a safe space so that you can get the truth and act accordingly. It's not all about acting in love and light all of the time. Your shadow exists for a reason. And if you know exactly what you oppose, exactly what you know is not right, that's where your shadow gets to fight. That's where your shadow gets to come out, have its day, have its time, because it's fighting righteously. I just heard someone's dog and it will tear this thing apart. Like I said, there's something really bad, really deep and dark underneath this that will need to be removed, and it might take some teeth. Thank you, kids. Have a fantastic moon. We'll see you next time.